Hey guys, and welcome to episode 5 of Making Members. We have rattled off quite a few episodes now, and we're working our way towards the end of this bond. Now, since the last episode, I've done quite a bit of progress, and we need to hop to the Grand Exchange to go through what we've done and also what we're going to do going forward. Now, as you can see from my inventory, we have been making some jade amulets. Now, because they sold, and yesterday we put some items on the Grand Exchange to see if they would sell for a decent price, and botanist amulets seem to be very good. Now, the way we made the botanist amulets yesterday was to buy the amulet itself and put some balls of wool on it to make it into the amulet and enchant it. That cost 10k for the amulet, but what we've found on the Grand Exchange, we can buy the items needed to make the amulet for a little bit cheaper. So about 6.2k, which basically means by making the amulets ourselves, we can bank ourselves about another 3.8k profit on top. So really, the whole process of making a botanist ami is going to be roughly about 8,000 coins, and we should hopefully sell them for about 15,000, which is quite a bit of money, and it also makes a drastic change from doing blessed sand. So if you look at the bank, we have 500 jade amulets already made. So the goal for this episode is to get those made, enchanted and sold, and also move on this blessed sand as well, because that will also be another decent chunk of change. Now, these are the ones which we kind of made yesterday, and they sold pretty quickly. The other stuff, buying the jade amulet itself, trying to sell the opal necklace, they haven't sold. Same with the games necklace, they've kind of stuck around a little bit. So we're going to kind of leave them and move on a little bit with some other stuff as well. And I got thinking about this series and also this bond. I'm thinking that when the Slayer Winter Weeks hits, we might go and do a little bit of fun, do a little bit of combat, do a little bit of Slayer, and sort of just have a play around. The whole point of this series isn't really to make as much cash as possible. It's to kind of like settle in and build an account up. And I think maybe for once we go and do things like quests and stats and stuff like that, and just show you guys this is what you can do to get used to playing the game and getting into some stuff as well. I think we've shown some very early level moneymakers. We can branch out and still show moneymakers during the video, but maybe we go off and do a little bit of Slayer and have a little bit of fun on a brand new account, and leveling up those combat stats will be really cool. So the Blessed Sand got us over level 50 prayer, which is nice, and if we just go and check the price really quick, maybe we can sell it for a little bit more. It's still way under the mid price as well, so we need to keep an eye out for that. So that's why I always check the margins, because sometimes it could be up, sometimes it could be down. This time it's a little bit down compared to normal, but it's still going to be pretty decent profit. So we're going to throw that in, and I just need to be a little bit careful because the price is coming down a bit too much. Now we're making 1,500 coins each on extra fine sand, and don't get me wrong, it is very good, but I think now is the time we can go and branch off and do some other stuff. I think in terms of like our account's worth, I'd sort of guess is to be around 25-ish mil. Which is more than enough to really get started. I mean, like, a lot of the armors and stuff we're going to need to train our combats up, you're looking like between 100 to 500-ish K to buy most sets. So we really have got enough to just go and play the game. So maybe that's what we'll go and do. We'll go and branch off, play the game and see what's around, and go from there, really. So what I'm going to do next is buy the wool and the cosmics as well. With that, we'll be able to string the amulets and then get the amulets sold. Botanist amis might be what we fall back on for a little while for our like GP maker, because it seems to be very good and a very high profit money maker at that as well. So maybe we'll go and have a look at that. I need some cosmic runes as well. And in terms of like some time for tonight, I always have a bit of downtime like to look at the videos and stuff like that. Maybe we go and do a little bit even more sand, because the sand is very chilling actually. You click it once, and even then it's a left click. The 60 interactions, pretty good. And then maybe we start looking at some other things. I do think tomorrow I need to do Fort from Free, and that's got to be done at some point, just because I have the ability to use the furnace. I then have the ability to use that as a skilling station, and especially if we're going to sort of like float around and do some different things, we're going to need to level our stats up. So that's an idea for tomorrow. I do have as well some keys. Basically, I've done my daily challenges and I've done my advent calendar. I've just basically done some stuff today and got some from playing the game as well, just from doing the skilling. So in terms of our reward, we can either have a 4 times multiplier or orange for the next 8. I suppose I'm going to go orange. I think the rarities do sort of come into play a bit better, but not when you're only going to get 1 at a time. There we go. 3 at a time is not too bad. Wrapping paper is decent. A red prize as well is also very nice. And then finally, we're going to go and get some stars. So a lot of stars we've received. And what I've been throwing the stars on is fletching. I've not really gone back to the Santa's village yet to go and throw that back on fletching. To go and fletch some snowballs. So yeah, we could go and do that. And fletching can make us some money, but I just don't think it's going to make us enough money. So with what we've got in the info, I kind of have to throw that on fletching. And that's probably going to be it. But I think soon we're going to go and branch out and look at some other skills. It could do it on crafting actually, to be fair. Bump crafting up quicker. Yeah, let's do it on crafting instead. Just because it will help us get through the levels quicker. And as soon as we can get to things like battle staffs, we could go and do some battle staffs for some money. I don't know. But I'm more interested now to actually play the account rather than just grind out for GP. It might be because we've done all the escaping free-to-play episodes, but I'm just looking for something a little bit different. But while we're here, thank you guys so much for all your comments and all your support over the past couple of episodes. As always, you know it means the world to me to see you guys loving the videos, and while you guys still enjoying the content, I'll always be here to try and get the videos out as soon as possible. But what I'm going to do, finish these amulets, I'm going to log off for tonight. I might do a bit more amulets, I might do a little bit of sand, I don't know. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to come in with a little bit of a different vibe and go after some different things as well, because I'm a little bit bored of the skilling. Let's go and do something different. Let's go do some quests, and we'll just see how we get on. But that's going to be a wrap for today. We'll come back tomorrow to report with tomorrow's activities and what we're planning to do. And yeah, but I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. We'll do these amulets, and hopefully we can come in with a nice big cash stack tomorrow with a game plan. I also do have as well 900 ultra compost, which I might go and do that tonight as well, just so we can just sit here with a full cash stack and then basically make a plan of what we're going to do with that cash stack. So here we go with the last of the 500 jade amulets, and something I wasn't actually expecting was to get level 45 mage, which I think is not a real big level, but it's very important for combat because level 45 mage is going to unlock the ability to use chain. Now, especially when we go and do a little bit of slayer, we want to hit as many targets as possible, and chain is probably one of the better abilities to do it. Chain and dragon breath are going to be very, very useful, but that can also give us Camelot teleport if we ever wanted to make tabs. Don't think we will, but it could be an option. It also means we've now finished all of those botanist ammies, and this should be like a decent 4 millish. If this goes and sells for what I wanted it to, I'll definitely look at doing this again, because it seems to be pretty decent. We've also had someone buy an opal necklace, but it looks like a price check. We've also sold 1k of the sand as well, which is nice. So what I'm going to probably do for tonight is go and finish my compost, get my compost out. If I really want to do some more, I might do a little bit more sand because we've got a little bit of cash to work with. And apart from that, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning to finish off this video and see what tomorrow brings. But that is pretty much going to be us for today. A little bit more AFKing, but that will be it at max. Right, so we are back and our Grand Exchange has now sold some things. Now, the game necklaces have managed to sell for 5.5k. Nearly all of them. We've still got about 90 left to sell, but that will be done throughout the rest of today. The botanist ammies did sell for 15.5k, so that is a really good way to make some cash. And then we've also managed to sell the blessed sand. Now the blessed sand, a little bit less than what I wanted, but you know, it's still progress, it's still making a little bit of GP, so that is always good. I haven't done the ultra compost, so we do have some ultra compost sat in the compost bin, which we'll probably go and do today at some point, just because I think it's worthwhile. If we go and grab that, we can see that it's 9.5k, so it has gone up a little bit and we'll make about roughly 5 mil. So I'm probably going to go and do that now because I think that will be definitely worthwhile doing because, again, it's going to be a lot of GP. The jade amulets, that was definitely a price check, so I don't think that's going to happen, but it is what it is. I'll leave it in anyway because you never know. The opal necklaces, a couple selling is always a good point. For that kind of price, they're worthwhile doing because I think the gem price like 1.5k, so we're kind of making these for 3.5k, so we're still making a decent amount. I do think at some point we'll do some more botanist ammies. We'll probably do some more blessed sand as well, but I want to sort of change it up a little bit today and do a couple of other things. So what I'm thinking is that next week is going to be the Slayer week, so I think we're going to focus a little bit more on combat. And what I said yesterday was basically like, I don't want this to just simply be a grind for cash. Let's go and do some skilling and stuff as well. We've still got another week to make some cash, and at the minute we can price check. We're currently at 31.9 mil, which, don't get me wrong, compared to the speed we've done other series, we're definitely taking it a bit laid back compared to normal. But we're at a point now that normally when you have cash, it's easy to make cash. So I'm going to do a little bit of flipping over the next week as well to kind of make up for us doing a bit more of the combat stuff and maybe like just having a play around more than anything, just seeing what we can do. But what I'm going to do is buy the supplies for another 1,000 botanist amulets. I'm going to check the price for blessed sand. because if the blessed sand is not worth it, we're probably better off continuing making more of the amulets as well. So if this is like tanked and gone down quite a bit, I'll just look at another option and we'll go from there. You see, 4.3k for the blessed sand, and if I was to buy the extra fine sand, yeah, it's getting to the point now where it's like 1.4k, well 1.5k there profit, and I just think it's good because it's only one click and it's quite a chill way to make some cash, but it's almost getting like not worth it in my opinion. So we'll probably branch off and look at some other stuff. Now, I know I mentioned that we weren't going to do it, but I'm just interested to see what the current price of teleport tabs are. Just because I think if you ever wanted to sort of see, like, it's still 15,000 coins. So 15,000 coins is still very, very good. And then let's just check what the Varrock one is as well. See, they're 15k also. So they're fairly like solid at 15k. And I imagine that'd be one person doing both. And by doing both, they've sort of got control of it as well. So that's pretty nice to see, actually, that they're still decent cash. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is buy 1,000 of those supplies. Something else I need to check as well real quickly is going to be an emerald necklace, because these can also be very good GP. Now, because things like rubies have probably like crashed hard, and people might have like left emerald necklaces. But 5.1k, when you're going to make about 2.1k from that, which actually isn't that bad, actually. That could be a really good way for us to make some crafting XP as well, once we've sort of crafted all these gems, because that should be the plan there. So yeah, we've definitely got some options. I just need to check the price of Infernus Pyroclast as well, see where we are there. Because if this is cheap enough, because it was buying fairly cheap the other day. But sometimes with Infernus Pyroclast, you need to find out what the bottom end is, because you're more than likely going to get it. It's just not on the Grand Exchange in a minute. So 7,000 coins, and if we go for that price, 5,000 coins. So yeah, not worth it in a minute in my opinion. Yes, it is 9k the Ultra Compost is, but it has sort of struggled. Like the other day, it was like 7,000 coins. It was very cheap the other day, so I don't really want to invest that much cash to then like lose it. So what I'm going to go and do is buy 1,000 botanist amulet supplies. Probably buy something like 2,000 blessed sand, because it's something for me to do in the downtime while I'm not there. Let's go and start and get started with Fort Free. And with 30 mil cash, let's see what we can make in terms of this account. This account was really with the emphasis of you bought membership over Christmas. So to limit ourselves like with having to have as much cash as possible afterwards. Yeah, maybe that's not the idea. Let's go and see how much we can get in terms of skill by spending our cash wisely, investing in stuff, and maybe flipping as well. Let's take a little bit of a different twist to it. Else this could just literally be the same as escaping like free to play. So that's what I'm going to go do today. I think we're going to do quests like Vampire Slayer, maybe Fight Arena, maybe like those early combat level quests. And then we're going to move from there. So because it's worth it in a minute, I'm going to buy some buckets. I'm going to go to Café as well. And then we're going to go and find how much the Ultra Compost sells. But then I'm going to come up with a little bit of a game plan. And I'm probably going to wrap the video up from here, just because I think it's going to be a real big sort of shift into the next episode. Again, the quest is going to be pretty big for us to do. We'll do our keys as well to finish that. And then I think we'll come up with a little bit of a game plan while we're doing all these Ultra Composts. And then we'll go through what the plan is from there. Because I think this will be a very different edge to the series to then go and show you guys, look, for the first week, we've made X amount of cash. Now let me go and show you like what's going to do with it. Because we are actually on day 7, actually, of the account. So day 7, we can go and show you guys like, look, you've made a little bit of cash. And then we can show you guys how to build your stats. Because really, I do think that this is more of a series where someone's bought membership over Christmas. Let's see how we can go build the account from there. So what I'm probably going to do is actually also do my daily challenges. We'll go and do all the other bits as well, the advent calendar, and get ready with all the different keys. And then we'll go from there and see what the next thing we can do is. So that has been done. We've now done all the Ultra Compost. So I'm going to throw that in the Grand Exchange. And I'm going to wrap the video up here. Maybe not as much as what I wanted to throw into this episode, but what this is going to do is get us ready for the next one. The next episode, you're going to come and I would have done some quests. So we'll run through some quests nice and early at the beginning of the video. Then we'll also start buying things like armors and start working on the combat side in preparation for Slayer. I don't really think it's worthwhile doing the Slayer week with no stats. So if I can get something like base 50s, just something to work with, it'd be really interesting to go for as well. But I need to make sure I do the quests just so we can have a little bit of a bump up. So we'll go through all the quests when we do that tomorrow. But also, I need to keep a little bit of an eye on the money-making method stuff, because we still want to make a little bit more profit as well while we're doing all these things. So I'm going to have a bit of a master plan set out, which will roll out at the start of the next episode in terms of money-making and also what we're going to do for questing and combats as well. But if you've got any ideas to help me with that, make sure to drop in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.